Okay, I'm back, and I thought that maybe with this, I'm going to widen it out just a tad. With this treasure box, it kind of makes me think of an old wooden treasure chest with like brass trim fittings. And I have this metallic glaze, and it's a Martha Stewart product. Let's see, can I get it in there? Oh, I'm gonna have to put the cover back on it. It's this metallic glaze, and it's a Martha Stewart metallic glaze. And I don't know, I was gonna glaze the whole thing in that, but now that I'm thinking about it, I might be better off just trying to do the fittings. So I'm gonna have to find something else to glaze that in. And I don't know what I want to do. Okay, back to the drawing board. Okay, well, I think this is really out there, but these are aqua markers, Letraset, and this is a pack of 12. And I am going to use I think it's gold ochre. Yes. I'm going to use, let me find it, there it is. Gold ochre. I can't see if it's focusing, it's probably not. I have a new setup, so this is all just an experiment. Anyway, it's a Letraset aqua marker. They're water-based twin tip. This is the ochre gold. It has a broad brush, and it has a bullet nib. And I really like these markers. You're going to see that they color a little on the dark side, but I think we'll be okay. So let me put some down. Pull this a little towards me. I'm going to put some down in the lid of this box first. And I'm just going to go, and then I'm going to go over this a little bit with pencils too. And I have a tendency to want to hold my breath when I color. So, yeah. I'm not going to worry too much about even strokes with this, because I will come back with pencils to do the shading. And as you can see, they're water-based, but they are very deep coloration, which is good because I'm sure this old box has been out in the weather, and it's an antique, and its age is showing, and its wood is darkened up, and it's just beautiful. And this little tip allows me to get right in there. And so, come over here and I'll do this. I like to get around the edges. That's just the way I've always colored. I'm not a professional colorist. I haven't taken any classes. I've just like to color. And I probably should check this, because one mistake I made was not seeing if these colors bleed through, even with the golden, because these are very wet, as you can probably tell. So as soon as I get this done, we'll do the acid test and we'll turn the page. Whew, nothing. I don't know if I can make enough room here. And try to keep my marker from marking everything. You notice I do have the cutting sheet in between, but the squirrel that's on the back of this page has nothing on him. So that's good. The golden satin glazing liquid has done its job. Okay, get that picture back in there. And I will just continue on. Do you like to do mixed media in your books? For this picture, I'm thinking that I'm going to do these water-based markers and some of that metallic glazing. Wally's in the room with me and knocking everything down. See, I want to hold my breath. And if I hold my breath, I can't talk. Which may not be a bad thing. Just remember, there are no mistakes. I enjoy watching Dee Dee Willingham. She's a colorist. Well, actually, she's a mixed media artist who does a lot of coloring book things. And she streams from Ustream and then saves her videos to YouTube for people to watch. And she's really, it's fun to see some of the pieces she does, because she does a lot of collage art and altered art. And she uses coloring books and magazines and, you know, basically throwaway mail. You know, she recycles a lot of pictures out of magazines for her collage art. And she's very interesting. She generally does very long streams, like between an hour and a half and 2 hours at a clip, 2 or 3 times a week, which, yeah, I'm not sure I could deal with that. Just the saving and uploading would take me a long time. And I've never used Ustream. I've never gone over to see what it's like. But apparently there's quite a few colorists over there who stream. Trying to get around all these little leaves on this little vine. Notice I'm just doing short flicking strokes. It's just the easiest way for me. That looks like that. So I'm just going to do here. Oh, well, make sure I'm not smearing anything that's wet. Well, not doing too good staying in lines right there. Good thing there's no mistakes. That's one nice thing about multimedia, is when you're using multimedia, there's always something else to cover it up with. Design opportunity. And if I wasn't trying to record this, I'd be twisting this picture all over the place. I need to get I think I'm going to use the other part of the squirrel here to rest my hand on, so that I'm not putting it in the wet marker. I think it dries pretty quick, but I don't think I want to push my luck. Now I'm using the broad tip, and there is that little bullet tip that if I wasn't lazy and wasn't trying to keep this moving, I might actually switch to. And I don't mind a few streaks here because this is an antique. It's been abused. It's been around. It's in the woods. Treasures are being stored in it. Pretty cool. Okay. I think it was pretty safe. Oh, I didn't get it all. There's that. Some of these smaller sections, I'm barely touching the paper. Okay. I'm trying to decide. I do have some of the Koh-i-Noor Tritone pencils, and I am thinking about using those for some of the aspects of the sides of this box. But I am really liking this gold ochre color. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna do some of those. I can't even tell you how old some of my supplies are. Like these markers I've had for years. Years and years. But right now I'm just putting the color down. I'm going to put the detail in with pencil, I think. Trying to see how close I could get without getting my head into my shot. Because I'm realizing I'm usually sitting much closer than this when I color. There we go. And I'm sure that I am making the colorists of today cringe. But I'm enjoying myself. And for me, that's what this is all about. It's just having fun. Okay, gonna let that dry for a minute. Find the cap to my marker, which seems to have wandered away. And, oh great. Alright, let me go look for my marker top and let my picture dry, and okay, well I'm back, and my marker cap wasn't that far away, so that was the easy one. And I think, yeah, it's still a little damp. I didn't dry it with the heat gun. I'm just letting it dry. But I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you my Koh-i-Noor tritone. I have a 24 pack of them. And if you've never seen the Koh-i-Noor tricolors, they have 3 colors of pencil lead combined in the tip. And this one is called Earth Tones, and that's what they are, by Hartmouth Tritones, and they're made in the Czech Republic. And the way it is you color kind of in small little circles, and you turn the lead as you go, and it gives you a variation of the colors that are marked on the barrel. So this would be a great wood color, and I think I may try this one on my picture. And this one is called Tiger, and those are the 3 colors in it. So I think that would be a nice one. And I think I want to put a little bit, maybe, I'm not sure, of some of the reds and orange in there. And this is called Poppy. Let's see. Poppy. And that's the 3 colors in there. I don't know if we'll use that one or not. Now some of the other, I'm batting 1,000 today with dropping things on the floor. Okay, I did pull out some Prismacolors too. I got out a gold, and I don't know what color that one is. It says it's 325, because this has actually got the barrel Prismacolor written on it, because I've had some of my Prismacolors for probably 20 years. And then this is also a barrel Prismacolor, and it is number 344. So if you have some of the older Prismacolors, there you go. I do have some. So let's see. First I'm going to start out with a little of my favorite, which is this color here, and it's a little bit brown, and I'm just going to sharpen it. Okay, so my pencil is sharp, and I'm just going to start right here towards the back, and I'm going to add a little bit of this darker brown here, just where the hardware might be a little bit dark. And you want to kind of lay it down kind of lightly to start with, without much pressure. And I have to admit that I am still practicing that. I'm not very good at not much pressure yet. But I'm trying. So I guess if it wasn't for the fact of my age, and that I've been coloring since I was probably 2 or 3 years old, I would be a newbie at this. I'm not a newbie at mixed media, though. I've been doing mixed media a long time. But if we want to consider this coloring, because after all, it is a coloring book, I haven't picked a coloring book. Well, I used to color with my kids and my grandchildren, even after I hadn't colored myself for a few years. Right now I'm just laying some of this brown over the outside of the box. I am putting it a little bit darker along the edges of the metal casings on the trunk. And a little bit lighter out here. And it doesn't need to be really even, because an old trunk this age probably wouldn't be very even colored. It would have woods, would have watermarks on it, and probably even some rust. I don't think it would be much of a light color. I could have even gone kind of gray if I wanted to think of this as, you know, just regular like barnwood. I could have put lines in and made it a barnwood piece. I mean, your options when you color in books like this are endless. It's only limited by your imagination. And I have to admit, I kind of am thinking of this as a pirate's chest, full of squirrel bounty. Although, I have to say, gems, that's pushing the squirrel bounty. I don't think squirrels will care about the gem part. Probably why it's laying on the ground. Squirrel probably spit it out, because it's of no use to a squirrel. This is kind of fun. It's very relaxing. Okay. I don't know if it's picking up the difference on the camera, but I can see the brown going down over this, and it does make a difference to the yellow ochre of that marker. Although it is still keeping it kind of in that orangish family. I am liking going over the golden the glazing liquid, though. I'm trying to just push that up just a little. Okay, let's do a little bit in here. Trying to do this a little on the dark side because I'm imagining the shadows are pretty dark in here. Okay, and then the light will hit inside this box a little bit more, inside the lid anyway. There'd still be some shadow though around the edges. Let's see if I can get this to go like this. Okay. I'm just going to put a little bit through here. Okay, and I think that's enough there. Okay. Then I'm going to go through, well, maybe I'll use the tritones. Let's see, this is tiger. So this is an ochre color, an orange color, and that looks like black. So for this, I'm going to keep it right on the outside out here along the middle. I think this one's having kind of a hard time putting some color down. Oh, you can kind of see it. I can see where the black is coming out and making like the dust marks on the wood, and you can see that I keep turning the barrel of the pencil to try and get the various colors to show up in different places. Okay. And then I might put this on the inside over here too, with the black. Okay. I think that marker really was dark for this, but we will keep trying. We'll switch to a different one, see what we got. Let's do the earth tones. And this is a really dark brown, a reddish brown, and kind of an ochre color. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, this one's looking pretty good. I hope you can see this. Let's see. Yeah, it's coming up some. Because I do want the outer edges of this box to be darker. And I want it to fade kind of up into the golden ochre color of the main body of the box. Okay, we'll come over here. Okay, come over here. So this is why I don't do stitch with me or color with me videos, because I run out of things to say, because I'm not a really talkative person. And I get focused. And like I said, I have a tendency to want to hold my breath. Okay. Just going across it a little bit. Kind of blending it some. I bought myself a ring light so that I would have more light to do this kind of stuff by. And I have to admit, it's kind of hard on the eyes. It's kind of hard on my eyes. Maybe I'll get used to it. I don't know. I'm going to leave the inside of the box a little bit lighter because I think the inside of the box might not have seen as much damage. I'm just toning down the yellow of that ochre pencil. Trying to get a little bit of the darker in the center here where there should be shadows. Okay. Trying to decide if I want to do any of the poppy with that red. Now let's try a little right here. I'll show you what I'm going to do with these edges after I put in the metallic trim. But it's not going to be over till it's over. this could be kind of a lengthy process because I'm not doing it so much to finish it as to just enjoy what I'm doing. Trying to remember to keep turning the barrel. I'm going to do up and down a little bit. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a little more of it here. Okay. Okay. I do want the outside to be a little darker than the inside. Okay. Let me hit the front of it. Just a little bit of the gold. Really lightly. Because after all, it is a treasure chest. A treasure chest. There. And we'll just put a little bit in here. And a little bit over here. Okay. Now I think I'm going to try to put some of this metallic glaze on the metal trim. At least I hope I can. I'm just going to use some of the stuff that's in the lid. And I don't know. I'm going to start with this cheap little brush. Not sure how good that's going to do though. no water on my brush. And I usually have a little card that I do some color testing on. So I will use that to kind of tap some of the paint off on. And then...
Nana, do you have a highlighter?
I'll be right back. Sorry about that. My granddaughter wanted a highlighter for her project for AP Lit. And you know, if you need it, I got it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure this is going to work. Definitely going to have to darken it up. But it'll make a nice base. Really don't like this brush though. Nope. Let's see, where's my other brush? I think this brush is too big though. I'm going to try to use the point. I'm trying not to put this paint on too heavy. It's just giving it a metallic base. And I will probably go over it again with some pencils, darken it all up, make it look a little grungy. Of course, I'm just realizing I didn't do the base of this at all either. I don't know. Tap, tap. Now the dog and the cat are going to fight. Welcome to an evening at my house. Madison Square Garden's got nothing on me. We have cat and dog fights. Well, not real fights, but they get tussling. Okay, well, I like the sheen it gives it. So I'm going to stick with it. Sounds like Wally's waiting for the bouncer to bounce him. Can you hear Fourth Night on the Xbox downstairs? Believe me, we don't have hand grenades going off in my house. Just in the virtual reality of an Xbox game. There it goes. Trying to make sure I'm not dragging my hand across it. And that was Wally, honest. And that's the cat. I have to drive for an hour and a half tomorrow over to my uncle's house because he just bought himself a new modem and router and a Fire Stick. So I've got to go over and help him set his TV up and his Wi-Fi, because he's 85 years old, and it's the same uncle that, if you've watched any of my previous videos, he breeds English Shepherds, and he's still going strong. Now I'm keeping this fairly light, so I'm just going over everything, because I can go back and pull the detail out later. This is going to give it some nice shimmer though too, which is good. I'm going to do all of this bottom part too, I've decided, in this metal. Because I can always change that up too. This is just a base coat. Oh my goodness. You can let me know in the comments if this kind of video is okay. Just remember, please be kind. I know that things aren't for everyone, and you may not enjoy this, but you always have that option of, you know, not watching and going on and picking up a video of someone that will maybe suit your taste better. And I know I'm kind of running out of there. And you can see some places I'm a little darker, some places I'm a little lighter, and I like that. It is half intentional. Sometimes I'm not tapping my brush off, and sometimes that's on purpose too, because I want those darker areas with the shimmer. Because I could always go back and put those darker areas in with a pencil, but it's not half as much as interesting, I don't think, as a little bit of sparkle. All right, you two. Wally, no. No. Demi. Demi. They're playing. Dimwit isn't called Dimwit for no reason. He likes to play with Wally. When he was little, he and Wally used to wrestle, and Wally would he would get his whole head in Wally's mouth, and Wally would move across the floor, dragging that cat around by the head. Not hurting, just playing. And believe me, it used to be pretty upsetting until we realized the cat would wait for the dog to put his head in his mouth. Well, the cat would wait for the dog to get the cat's head in his mouth. Yes, they're weird. I'm getting a little bit loose there. Gotta tighten it up. I suppose we could call these some of this ASMR moments. The brush rubbing on the paper. Oh, except for the Xbox explosion sounds and the dog and the cat fighting sounds anyway. Unless you find those sounds relaxing. Do you see any place I missed other than that? And the lid? Oh. I have my card back here by me that I'm tapping my brush off on, if you're wondering, when I disappear. I like the sheerness of this. I think it makes a great opportunity for other things on top of it. I mean, it can be darker. You just have to do more layers of it. Okay, I'm going to do up here. Probably should have, well, I've been thinking about what I want to do for the background, and I really haven't come up with a plan yet. Not sure. I'm sure that area would be darker. Oh, shoot. Oh, went outside the line. Oh, no. Coloring police are going to come and get me. Send bail money. Well, unless the food's good. If the food's good and I don't have to clean, I'll stay for a while. There are days that feels good. That would sound good. I feel like I should get my toothpick out. Some of these spaces are tiny. Okay. Right now all I'm doing is taking my card and I'm going like this and kind of moving my bristles back into a back together. They were starting to fan out. And I didn't want that to happen. I need them to kind of stay together and work like a team. Okay. Well, let's see. I have these, and these are large. These are more cocktail sticks than toothpicks. And of course some of them have been used before for other things, like clay and dyeing, but they're good to keep around. So I am going to put my cocktail stick in my paint, kind of squish it around, tap it off a little, and then I'm going to do, let's see, first I'm going to try to get it back into your view. I didn't realize I was moving the book out of the way. I'm going to do some of this. I'm going to try it anyway. Kind of like a dip pen. I have dip pens, but I wouldn't want to ruin them with acrylic paint or glazing of some sort. I guess it's not really acrylic paint. Right now I'm going to pull my piece with the squirrel on it back down and put it here so my hand isn't laying in anything wet. Pull back in. To get these latches. I'll make this one a little darker too. I want it to look a little bit more dimensional too. Okay, I'll put a little more in here. So you gotta keep your hand out of your paint. I have to go back over the black with more black, but that's okay. May have to just use the brush. Yeah, I don't need that. So I'm going to wipe my little toothpick off because it can be reused for other things. Okay. I'm going to just put my brush in here and pull this around. There. Okay. Lay that back a little bit more too. There. Okay. And I will let that dry and put my, excuse my arm, I'm going to put that brush in the water. And I'm going to put my cap on my glazing liquid, or my, it almost is like a gel. So I'm sure it's some kind of an acrylic paint. It's very shiny. Wipe it off just a little bit. Look how shiny it is on this paper. And talk about bling. Wow. So that's my start on my little box. I work on a silicone mat, and so when I lay things on this mat, they don't move, but the craft mat that I have under it slides. So I'm struggling a little bit. Still trying to get used to it all. There. Oh, look at that. Pretty. All right. Well, let me dry it. Okay. This is a heat gun. It's not a hair dryer, so it gets very hot. And you do have to be careful of your surfaces. This silicone cutting mat that I have underneath here comes in really handy. Okay, so it's dry. And it's not coming through on the back side. So that's good. And let's see. I'll show you one of my plans here for this. Sure. So now I've kind of lost the pencil. Where'd it go? Let me move my picture for a minute. There it is. All right, so I have this trunk, and where it meets the metal would probably be a little blackened with age and stuff. Right now it's looking kind of new. And I'm trying to decide if I want to wait until I get everything else colored, or if I want to do some of this now. I kind of want to try this. So I think I'm going to try it right now. I will need a water brush. And for that, I have this one, and it's made in Japan, and it is a Sakura, I think. And it's my favorite one. It has kind of a detail point, which I really like. So this little nubbin here is a Stabilo all pencil. It writes on everything, paper, glass, plastic, you name it. And it's water soluble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this back area here. And I'm just going to put a little bit. I'm just going to go down the line here. Sorry about that. I must have got hit 27 minutes and it clicked off on me. So I'm just going to go right like that. And then where I have that harsh line, I'm just going to take a little bit of this water and move it around. Get my paper towel, my tissue, so that I can take some of the water off my brush, because I don't want too much water. So there's that. Blotted a little. So I don't want it to be too wet. So that's... And you could probably do this with a water pencil, you know, a watercolor pencil too. But I'm just putting this on here to age this a little bit, where the metal meets the, well, where the trim meets the main part of the box. Because I haven't really decided. I'm kind of not sure that that would be wood. Although maybe. Okay. Okay. Kind of looks like it's moving some of the pencil too, which I'm not using watercolor pencils, so that's interesting. Let me put some of this black back over here. And just dab it off a little. I can see this is going to take me some time, because I may have to go back and put some more color in the box. I don't want to overwork my paper though either, which this is just coloring book. I mean, the paper's not too bad, but it is kind of giving me the effects that I'm looking for, so I'm not complaining. I'm not sure what the other pencil is though that's moving on me. I kind of like that. Maybe put some more out there. Long strokes. So anyway, I have to come back and do more with the trim too. Okay. Okay. I kind of like that. Now, the question in my mind as I was working on the outside was the shadows that are going to be in here, because this box comes down, but I imagine that as it comes down and it kind of hits in here and goes around this fruit, the shadows would be pretty heavy in here. Maybe not all the way up the other side. If the light was coming in like this, the shadows here would be pretty heavy. Okay, let me see what that does. Makes it pretty dark. Not sure I want it that dark. There, blot it some, lighten it up, make it look more like shadow. Okay. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's put that back. Yep, some other pencil is definitely moving. Probably because it's on top of that gel. Okay, well, let's see. There. I think I might leave well enough alone. Gotta put a little bit over here. There. Okay. And I'll put a little bit of dark here. Okay. Okay. I kind of made it dark. Kind of. Aged. Maybe. Maybe. Well, I'm gonna have to let it dry. Oh yeah, I got yellow in this brush from something. Let it dry. And maybe go back in with some more colored pencil. I'm gonna dry it. Okay, that's a start. Well, I think that's as far as I'm gonna get with this today. And tomorrow I have to go help my uncle, so I won't be doing any of this tomorrow. Right now I'm just going over some of it and kind of getting the edge a little bit. Not being very careful with the color, that's for sure. So I just picked up this pencil and it's poppy, so I'm putting red in. Go figure. But that's the way I roll sometimes. So I'm going to pick the earth tones one up. And try to put a little of this back in here too. And make the shadow not quite such a line. I think I can still go back in with some more water and move that a little bit. Let's hope so, because I don't really like that. Starting to buckle my paper, but it's not pilling. There you go. Got rid of some of that hard line, I think. Let's dry it a little bit more. Okay. Yep, now it's dry. Right now I'm just putting some more darker pencil in. I'm using the tritone, so it really does have some beautiful coloration. And as long as I remember to keep turning it, it keeps putting it out. Gonna have to sharpen it again though. There, and now I'm gonna change to Tiger. And I'm just going to, this has the black in it. There. I like that much better. Just going to go over some of the edges a little bit with this tiger color. There. A little shadow in there under those leaves. Go back to the earth tones. Just darken this up a little bit because it would be more in shadow. Ollie's now on the window seat looking out the window, so he's going to bark at all the leaves that blow outside. Okay, so what do you think? I think we'll give the box a rest for a little while. I have to think about the trim some. And about what colors I might like to color some of my other. Because it's not like this is the only thing in the picture. It's a lot of work to color these pictures. Let's see, we have all these nuts and berries. And we have a gem. I hate to say it, I mean, there's probably a lot of green in this picture already. And I don't know, but green is my favorite color. So I'm leaning towards making the gem an emerald. Okay, well, that's it for now. We have a treasure box. I still have to do more to the trim on that treasure box. But let me think about it, and I will do more later. Thanks for joining me. Watch for part 3.